I'm outside my house with my dog. I'm trying to see if I can spot any nocturnal animals near my house. Do you think I can? Hi class, it's Miss Shoemaker again. Now, can you guess what we're going to talk about today based on the introduction of this video? We're going to talk about nocturnal animals. Do you remember what nocturnal animals are? Nocturnal animals are active at nighttime and sleep during the daytime. Now, sometimes you'll see some of these animals during the day, but most of these animals spend their days resting. Can we think of a few nocturnal animals that we've already looked at? I can think of one right off the bat. Bats! Exactly. We've talked about bats. Bats are a nocturnal animal. Can you think of another one? Maybe a raccoon? Because if you remember from the beginning of the year, you read The Kissing Hand, which had a raccoon in it, and you discussed nocturnal animals then as well. But we're going to get a little bit more in depth today. Can you think of any other animals that may be nocturnal? All right, keep those in your head if you thought of some, and we'll see if we look at them today. Now, if you were curious, I didn't find any nocturnal animals outside of my house, but there are a few that I could have possibly seen, but it's a little hard for me to see in the dark. Now, before we get started, I'm going to have you make a prediction on what you think these animals are, if they're nocturnal or if they're not. So you're going to write a simple yes or no beside each animal. Yes for nocturnal and no for they are not. Now, here is your list. So first things first on this paper, you may notice that all of these animals are animated. They're not actually what they really look like. But to verify that we all have the same idea of which animal is which, I'll read them off. Starting at the top left, we have an owl, a possum, a monkey, a skunk, a snake, a raccoon, a horse, a fox, and a bat. Now going into the right column, at the top, we have a kangaroo, a porcupine, a rabbit, a firefly, a moose, a cow, a bear, a pig, and a turtle. Now, I will give you some time to fill in your prediction box right now. So write yes or no as to whether you think that specific animal is nocturnal or not. Hopefully that was enough time for you to complete your predictions. Now, a few of these we've already talked about today. Do you think we can go ahead and write the actual answer in there? Do you remember which two we just talked about? We've already talked about a bat. So in the bat, in the actual column, you'll write yes. And I hope you guessed yes as well, because bats are nocturnal. Now, we also talked about a raccoon. So that one is also actually nocturnal. Yes. Yes. So raccoon and bats are both nocturnal. But we're going to explore a few more of these today, and then at the end, we'll get all of the actual answers down on our paper. Before we look at too many more animals, do you ever wonder why these animals like to stay up at night? Why they like to be in the dark? I have. So one reason that I found they like to stay in the dark is because they stay cool at night when the sun is not out. Another reason is they avoid predators. Some of these animals can be targets of predators or animals that would like to eat them during the day. So they actually come out at night when their predators are asleep. They also have special adaptations that help them more during the evening and nighttime than they would during the day. Now, what are some of these adaptations, do you ask? Well, one of them can be their sight. Now, do we know an animal that has big eyes and looks all around that could be up at night? I'm thinking of one. Are you? I'm thinking of an owl. An owl has larger eyes, and these larger eyes help that owl to see at night. That owl's larger eyes helps bring in more light, which there isn't much light at night, right? There's just moonlight. Even we can't see well, so that owls get more light in their eyes. So that helps them to see better in the dark. But during the day, it may be harmful more to the owl than it is helpful. Also, some of these animals have cupped ears. So remember the cupped ears the bats had yesterday? This helps them hear and listen, especially if these animals are using echolocation. Remember what echolocation is? It's when they send a sound out and listen for the echo to figure out where they're going. Not only do some of these animals have larger eyes and cupped ears, but some of them also have a heightened or stronger sense of smell at night. So when they're hunting prey or trying to find their way, their sense of smell helps them get there. Also, these animals sometimes use touch. Now, their sense of touch, such as spiders use their sense of feel to figure out if they have caught anything in their spider web. And spiders are actually nocturnal as well. Did you know that? So, we know that some of the adaptations or qualities of nocturnal animals are that they have larger eyes, cupped ears, sometimes larger ears as well. And they have heightened sense of smell, and they also use some of their sense of touch during the evening to help them find their way and also find food. Now, let's look at some of those animals on our paper and see if you were right. So you'll fill in the actual column of this worksheet, but while we look at these animals, we're going to look at real pictures. First is the owl. Yes, an owl is nocturnal. Remember, we talked about how its large eyes help it to see at night. Look at this possum. What do you think? We didn't actually talk about it today. Yes, a possum is nocturnal. You see these a lot at night when you're driving. Here we have a monkey. A monkey is not nocturnal. The monkeys are up all day long, not at night. Next, we have a stinky skunk. Are skunks nocturnal? What did you guess? If you guessed yes, then you're right. Skunks are nocturnal. Here we have a snake. Do you think a snake is nocturnal? Actually, yes. A snake uses its sense of taste at night to figure out where it's going. So yes, a snake is nocturnal. We already said that a raccoon is nocturnal, so you should have yes written in on that actual line there. Here we have a horse. Did you guess no? If so, then you were right. Horses are not nocturnal. Here is a photo of a fox. Are foxes nocturnal? Yes, foxes are nocturnal. They come out at night and are very active. Here is a bat. Yes, bats are nocturnal. We talked about this yesterday and some today. Here we have a kangaroo. Now, this one's tricky. Yes and no. Some kangaroo species are nocturnal and others are not. So put a yes and no in this box. Ouch! Here's a porcupine. Now, have you seen a porcupine during the day ever? I haven't, but I also haven't really seen one. But these animals are nocturnal. Porcupines are nocturnal animals. Here you see a rabbit. Do you think a rabbit's nocturnal? Rabbits are not nocturnal. A moose. A moose is not nocturnal. Moo. You might hear this all day if you live by a farm or on a farm. Cows are not nocturnal animals. Here we have a bear. Bears are not nocturnal. Here we have a pig. Now pigs are not nocturnal. They're up during the daytime. Here you see a turtle. Turtles are not nocturnal. Now you have a list of animals that you know are nocturnal. Now you're going to watch a video about what animals have night vision and how they see at night. And talk about some of the animals that we talked about already today, and then possibly some new ones. After that, you'll have a booklet or a little book to color in about nocturnal animals and staple it together. All right, class, you have a great day.